All right, welcome to day 3 of our online learning. Today's video, we're going to do some writing, some planning for success using our 7 steps of writing. But before we start, can I just say that today's shirt was from a suggestion made by Aisha in year 6. So that's what I'm wearing today, which is this beautiful little floral number. And socks, you know what, if I'm being honest, I cannot remember what socks I'm wearing. Let's have a look. Oh, that's right, my Buffalo Bill socks. They're one of my favorite pairs of socks. So let's get started. What are we doing today? We're going to go right back to the start of our 7 steps and talk about planning for success. And we're going to talk about really, really good things we can do before we start a story, because it's really hard to make a story up as we go. The more work you put into your planning stage of things, the better your plan is. The more different ideas you have to choose from when you're planning, the better your story is going to be, and the more confident and comfortable you're going to feel about writing. Because the number one thing I hear from a lot of students is they hate writing. And the reason they hate writing is because they start making it up as they go, they get confused, and they don't really know where they're going. So let's go back to step 1. Step 1, we're going to brainstorm today, and then if we get a chance, we're going to start designing our story graph. So today's story, we're giving you a writing prompt called Birthday Disaster. This may be inspired by the fact that my birthday is in about 3 days' time, on the 28th, on Saturday. And so far, everything that I planned for my birthday is actually going wrong, and I'm pretty sure I'm just going to spend it at home sitting on the couch. But let's talk about birthday disaster. What we're going to do is a scenario in which you're hosting a birthday party at your house. Okay, so before we start doing our story graph like we usually do, where we start with our sizzling start and do our pebble and our rock and our boulder, we're going to take a bit of time and just brainstorm everything that could happen that's bad at your party. These don't have to be used. They don't all have to be good, but we're going to write them all down. Part of this idea is called an idea dump, where you just get all your information, or a flash draft or flash planning, where you're just getting all of your ideas out on the page, good or bad, without thinking too much about it. Okay, so let's just come up with some ideas. Okay, so maybe part of your birthday is that you wake up late and you're rushing around trying to get in time for the party, but you're running late. You could be that the invite, you didn't realize, had the wrong day on it. So the invite had the wrong day, so you're waiting for everyone to come and you realize after a while that the invitation had the wrong day on it. Okay, that there could be a thing where everyone at your party, everyone gets food poisoning. That would be a pretty bad party. If everybody got sick from your party and started vomiting everywhere around the party. We could do one where someone gets hurt. Like, I'm just thinking that the worst case scenario is it's your party. Maybe your best friend breaks their arm. Let me just take 1 second to talk about how bad my handwriting is. You're going to see it throughout all these videos that my handwriting isn't the best, but I am still trying, so give me a break. What about something that Mr. West does a lot? Let's write, you write at the biggest point where everyone's watching you do a speech. You might split your pants. Have to add that. It can't be a story without that possibly happening. Thing where there's maybe there's a car accident and nobody turns up. What else could happen? I'm trying to think. Maybe you're going to have someone there, like a video game truck. Someone cancels. Maybe I was going to say like a clown, but really I don't know any kids that really want to clown at their birthday party anymore. So someone cancels. It could be a magician. I don't even think anyone wants a magician at their party anymore. Anyway, whoever's going to come to your party cancels. What else? Let's try and think of some really bad stuff that could happen. Okay, let me think. Your cake falls. Let's try and make that even worse actually. Your cake falls, or your cake makes your hair catch on fire. Now, we've got a couple of different ideas here. And what I want you to do now is we're going to try to order them from whether we think they're a pebble problem, a rock problem, or a boulder. So which of these problems are not a big deal? Which of these problems are a pretty big deal? And which of these problems are a huge, huge problem? Waking up late. Okay, let's have that. I think that would be bit of a pebble problem. Yeah? Then we have invite had the wrong day on it. That would be a pretty big problem. Let's write that as maybe a rock. It could be a pebble problem. The friend breaks their arm. It's a pretty big deal. It's pretty much a rock or a boulder. Could be both. Nobody turns up. It's pretty bad. Let's put that down as a... But see, that would be pretty early in the story. So you can't, if that's nobody turns up, that's not really necessarily going to be your boulder. Everyone gets food poisoning. That could be a boulder or a rock. Split your pants. I'm not seeing that's not that big a deal. Maybe because I've done it so many times, but it's not that big a deal. So let's put that as a rock. Cake falls. That's a rock. Cake makes your hair catch on fire. That is a big time boulder. That is going to stop that party straight away. Someone cancels their party. Maybe that's a pebble problem. You can clearly see here by trying to name them. Now, they don't need to be perfect. Like, you can see that I'm trying to grapple with the idea that some of these aren't necessarily one or the other. So if I could do that now, I can see that when I'm trying to write my story, I think that waking up late would be a great start to your story. What a great start that is. The day starts off bad already. That's a great pebble problem. That the invitation had the wrong day, well, if that happens, then none of this actually happens. Like, you can't have your cake catch on fire if no one's there. It's probably not going to work. So I'm not going to put that one in. The friend breaks their arm. Well, that's probably, once again, like the hair catching fire, that would probably be towards the end. Nobody turns up. I'm not going to have that one because, once again, maybe you could make it not that bad, that everybody's running late. Or maybe everyone gets food poisoning, split your pants, cake falls, makes your hair catch on fire. I know that's what I want to have in the end of mine. So I'm going to make that. That is going to be my boulder, that my hair catches on fire. So I've got my pebble problem, which is that I'm waking up late. Wake up late. Hair catches on fire. Catches on fire. I just need a problem that becomes, when my pebble problem turns into my rock problem. So I'm waking up late, I'm running around, maybe I told people the wrong time, maybe people turn up early. I've got other ideas actually coming into my head now before I'm doing that. Maybe, having a look, maybe that waking up late, the food's not ready. Food gets cancelled. Maybe there's going to be someone catering your party and that got cancelled and now you've got to find some other food, which you can see is a bigger problem than waking up late. See, that wasn't even on my list. But now that I was thinking about that story, those things need to flow together. You can't just jump from story to story where somehow there's a unicorn at the end when really the story made sense at the start. If you're going to have a realistic story, it stays realistic, with realistic fiction the whole way through. So now when we go to write our story graph next time, you got a clear idea now what's going to happen. You wake up late, you're panicking, you're freaking out. Then you go outside and you're getting ready for the party and then someone calls you, the caterer calls you, all the sandwiches, everything we ordered, they're not going to be here. How are we going to have food? We can't have a party without food. And then somehow that gets solved. And then finally, you're going to blow out the cake, your hair catches on fire, or maybe you could change this when you're writing a plan if you realize that it's better if the house catches on fire rather than your hair. But you can see by brainstorming all these things, before you have anything about what's a good or a bad idea, brainstorm all your ideas and then start writing down whether there's enough pebble problems. Maybe you realize that you don't have a middle-sized problem, you don't have a rock problem, you only have a pebble problem or 3 boulder problems. So give that a go, and then tomorrow or the next day, we'll go through how we're going to turn those into a story graph, okay? I hope that's been helpful. Make sure, tell me what shirt I should wear tomorrow, and we'll do that tomorrow. All right, thanks guys, see ya.